Hi, everybody. This is Tiffany. I hope everyone's having a great day. I came on to give a prophetic word. So, guys, I had this dream on the 18th of this month, and the dream started out with me and two other gentlemen. And one gentleman was upset with me or whatever, and then we went to another location where was some girls there. And then it switched from the guy being upset with me to the girl being upset with me. So where we were at that second location was like in a facility where it had like a conference room, where you do meetings. So we were there, and then there was some businesses up on the wall. When you put like when you have a conference room, and then you put whatever subject you guys will be talking about up in the front. So that's what it was. So it was a few small businesses. One I recognized, but the others I didn't. But they were businesses. So what happened there was the girls were in a group, and it was like I was outside of the group, and they formed a group, right? And then I was on the outside of the group, even though we both were there, because the gentleman knew one of the girls there, but the girl knew another person. So this is a connection of people. So this is a group of people that you are connected to because they're connected to other people. So it was a group of them. And I remember when I recorded it, they were doing like hula hoop moves, and they were like, woohoo, like it was a party or whatever. And then I remember saying just ridiculous, because I was on the outside of this group just looking at them. So what happened was, the feeling behind the dream was to exclude me. So I was on the outside of this group. They formed their own little group, and they were having like a great time, but it was deliberate. So it wasn't like genuine people in a group and then another person is just there. No, it was deliberately done. So what happened? So the way they were talking to me before we got into the room, the meeting, was disrespectful. So it was like exchanging of words, because I remember when I said I didn't appreciate the way they were talking to me. So it was like, well, I was exchanging words back. We were back and forth. And then we got called into the office now. We were in, so I knew what the room looked like, the meeting room, but we ended up going back on the outside, and then we got called into the office now. So it was like authority stepped in, and then that was the end of the dream. So when I woke up, the first thing I said was them trying to exclude me from the group. But then I recorded it. I think the Lord is going to step in, because we all got called into the office because of what was happening. So the reason why I titled it "You Don't Fit In" is because this is exactly what it is. So I was looking up a receipt the other day, a Dolce & Gabbana receipt, and then I just typed in Dolce & Gabbana in my email. So a list of things showed up, and a dream showed up from last year, May. So the dream was someone named Dolce & Gabbana in the dream, but he kind of stuck up for me, because again, there were girls there, a girl there. My glasses were in the front of the room, and she saw the glasses there, but she didn't give me my glasses. I found my glasses. She said, "Oh, those belong to you," but with a smirk on her face. So it was like, it was another, again, exchange of words, but it was a classroom setting. And then I left with another girl on our break. And then and in the dream I wrote, I didn't want to go back to the classroom because I didn't fit in. I felt out of place. So Father God took me to that dream just to put that in this dream regarding the feeling. This is what will be going on. So this is for a person that is in a work environment, right? Which is, you are supposed to be included, but there's a group of people that don't want you to be included in it. So what they're going to try to do with all that woohoo and all those hula hoop moves and them dancing and acting a mess is immature behavior. So what's happening here is people will come together people will come together acting immaturely, so you wouldn't want to be, so you would feel left out, so you will feel that you don't fit in, because that's the goal. But it's not that you don't belong there, because you were there, so you do belong there. They just don't want you there. So it's a group of people that don't want you there for whatever reason, because I'm not exactly sure what the reason would be. But yeah, so yesterday when I was going over the dream, Father God, yesterday when I was going over the dream, Father God brought "You are fearfully and wonderfully made" to me. And then also it was when I was in prayer, when he said don't change, that's also supposed to be in this dream when he told me not to change. So you are not to change who you are, because what Father God is saying is you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He made you this way uniquely for this reason, for a whole bunch of reasons, but specifically for this reason. This is why they're trying to make you feel like you don't want to fit in, because the thing is, you don't fit in. But who said that you're supposed to fit in? That's the question. You're not supposed to fit in. This is what Father God is trying to explain to us through this message is you are supposed to be exactly who you are. Not saying what all the other stuff that you had to get rid of and get over. No, who you are now, whoever this message is for, because you're going to know, or Father, you take it to Father God in prayer and he'll confirm it. You're supposed to be exactly who you are. So this is why Father God is showing us that you're not supposed to fit in. He never told you that you were supposed to fit in. That was never supposed to be who you are. You were never supposed to fit in. He made you in a way where you are supposed to stand out. So yeah, growing up, you might have felt out of place, but right now, who you are, you're not supposed to fit in, because why Father God brought you a fearfully and wonderfully made to me is because he's going to be working through you. So if you change, he can't work through you. But the reason why the authority stepped in is because if they choose not to work with you, right? If they choose not to work with you, in whatever case they may be, because this can range, if they choose not to partner with you, work with you, collab with you, if they leave you out and if they choose wrong, Father God is what's going to happen is what they thought would have happened with you not being a part of that group won't happen. Not saying there's going to be a complete flop, but what I'm saying is it's not going to be what it was supposed to be if it had included you. So if they exclude you and they choose wrong not to have you a part of the group, because that's the goal, for you not to be a part of the group. But if they choose that way, what Father God is saying, you stay who you are, because whatever he has you working on, because this is another reason, this is for people that is working on something. Whatever he has you working on is going to exceed not only your expectation, things that they didn't even know that you were capable of doing. So this is why you can't change. And this is why Father God will put it on people's heart to work with certain people that aren't at a level, is because he's trying to see if they're gonna see a person through his lens and not the world's lens. Because the thing is, if they choose wrong, what's gonna happen is they won't reap what they would have reaped if they had you on board, because Father God will be working through you, if that makes sense. So because if they choose to exclude you, what's going to happen is he's going to exalt you, and whatever they had going on won't be as successful as they thought it would have been, because it's either they're threatened because they know that you're supposed to be there, and whatever is going to happen, you're going to shine through it. But that's the point. But if they go against that and exclude you just because you might shine, what's going to happen is that situation won't even, I don't know the outcome of that situation, but it won't be what Father God would have planned, would have wanted it to be, because you're not a part of it, because he's going to be working through you. That's why he said you can't change. You don't fit in, but you're not supposed to fit in. That's the whole point. So that's the message, guys. It's not for you to change. It's for you to stay who you are. But you have to know that it's not for you to feel down about it. You have to just know that Father God is behind you being who you are. This is the thing. You're not to, yeah. So this is why this message to me is really important for you guys to hear, because people will try to exclude you on purpose and act like there's something wrong with you, but it's nothing wrong with you. Everyone is connected to each other. So, oh yeah, look at that. Everyone is connected to each other. So if Father God wants them to see something, he's trying to help us through life. So if Father God wants them to see something, realize something, he will use us, right, to help other people see things. But if they choose not to see it, or choose not to be obedient to God, it'll go a whole different ways, because not only will you see that you were excluded, but when he exalts you, you'll know that those people, when they do come back, aren't genuine. You know what I mean? So it helps everybody realize who everyone is when we're being obedient, because don't try to work with me now. You know what I mean? Don't try to work with me now when I'm up here. If Father God told you to work with me when I was down here, You know what I mean? And we could have came up here together. Don't try to work with me now when I'm up here, because then I'm looking at you sideways. So unless Father God tells me to work with you when I'm up here, it's not going to happen. So when Father God tells you to give to people down here or work with people down here, it's for a reason. Because what's going to happen is that person has favor. He just wants you to reap those blessings with that person. But if you go against him because there's other people up here that you think is going to get you here, you're not. You're going to stay at that same level while that person surpasses you and that other person. And now you're not reaping any of those blessings that you would have reaped because you chose otherwise, because of what society told you, or because you have somebody other than God in your ear. So that's what I came on to say, guys. Don't change who you are. You don't fit in, but you're not supposed to fit in. A process to it, but you have to know that would you want to go behind man, that you got to do everything in your own strength, or do you want supernatural help, the backing of God? So it's like, pick. It's your choice. We have choices. That's what we're here for. We learn from our choices. But what the message is don't change yourself. Don't try to change yourself. Don't get down on yourself. Father God made you this unique person for a reason. He is not going to work through someone that everyone can see is going to be up here. Because at the end of the day, Father, who's to say they're going to stay there? Now, if Father God has his hand on you, that's where you'll always be, no matter what's going to happen. So, yeah, so I just came on to say that, guys. So that's the message. Don't change. Don't change. You don't fit in. Okay, you do not fit in, but whoever told you that you were supposed to fit in? No one. No one told you that. So because you were meant to stand out, stand out. So that's the message, guys. I love you guys.